Hey, how you doing? John Tech here. I thought I'd take this video to take a little bit of some time. We've made already a whole bunch of videos where we've looked at stuff underneath the microscope, but I haven't really explained a lot about the different parts of the microscope and what they are, and especially in terms of like how it in general works. So I thought I'd take this video to get a little sciency, if you will, and talk to you about microscopes. Now, the microscope, by its basic definition, is a tool which is used to make small things look really big, at least much bigger on the screen or through the eyepieces. And most microscopes all contain the same types of parts, although sometimes they're in different places depending on the type of microscope that it is. The one that we use within everything that we do on these videos, or at least what I do in these videos, this is called a stereo microscope. Like the whole thing is called a stereo microscope. That word stereo comes from the fact that there are two what we call eyepieces, which is what I use to look down and through to look down at what I want to look at underneath the viewing area. Now, the eyepieces that are on the microscope, or what's scientifically referred to as the ocular lens, is what it is. The ocular lens, ocular because that's where we put our eyeballs when we're looking through the microscope. The eyepieces, and this one actually come out and consist of a small magnification that allows you to get the first level of magnification. These eyepieces are what we call 10x, which means that the eyepiece makes things look, just by itself, will make things look 10 times as big as what it would be as if you were normally looking at it with your eyes. There are two eyepieces, one for each eye, that go into the microscope here. Now, this weird looking unit that's up on the top, that's actually my camera, which is looking down what we call the zoom tube. Is what it is. There is a lens system that the camera looks down, and it first gets to this little knob right here. This is how I control zoom magnification through the zoom tube. By rotating this knob in and out, I can actually make the image get higher in magnification or lower in magnification. The range on my zoom tube can go from anywhere, including the eyepieces, can go from anywhere between 6.7 times the magnification to all the way as high as 50 times the magnification. And we'll demonstrate that here in just a little bit before we talk about a couple of other things. Now, the final lens that's actually down at the bottom where my ring light is, this white little guy right here is called a ring light, and I can turn the ring light on and off to increase the level of brightness up at the top of it. Some microscopes actually have a light on the bottom that's used for looking at things like slides, which can be useful. Some of the things that I work with in particular require more light from the top to be able to see, since I'm more of an electrical person and I work with electronics underneath the microscope, so I need a little bit more things to look at. Speaking of which, let's put something underneath what we call the objective lens. Now, the objective lens is the final set of lenses that works with the eyepieces. See, as I'm looking through the eyepieces, that magnifies it up a little bit, and then it goes through the zoom tube and then down into the objective lens. Light hits off of what I'm looking at here. Like, say, for instance, this standard Ticonderoga number two pencil. You can tell you have a pencil like this. We've got several pencils like this all over the place. So we take the pencil and we put it underneath the lowest level of magnification, underneath the objective lens, and whoa, look at that. Look at that. That's the eraser of the pencil, uh, magnified up close to what is approximately right now about 10x magnification. So it's about 10 times what I would normally be able to see with my eyes. And it's underneath the objective lens. Now, I use the zoom tube for zooming into and out. So if I want to take a closer look at that eraser, that's there. I zoom in closer, and whoa, Whoa, that's at 20x magnification, but it kind of looks a little bit blurry, right? It looks a little bit blurry. I need to actually use my focus knob here, which I actually have two, one on each side of the microscope, and I use the focus knob for making the microscope go up and down slightly. I'm going to hold the pencil still. There you go. And look at that. Look what the eraser looks like. You see that? You see that? There's all kinds of there's all kinds of little things there. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Let's zoom in even closer. That's 30x magnification. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Can I come in through here? Is that okay? Thank you. Let's focus in a little bit more at 30x magnification. There you go. There's that. And now, so that's 30x. And the focus knob that I'm using right now is making the microscope move up and down very, very slightly on the final bit that's on here. What we would call this large arm here. This is what we call a boom stand. The boom stand allows me to mount the microscope up on an arm that I can kind of position in all sorts of ways to get a good look at things. I can make it go up, down, in, and out, and I can tilt it in all sorts of different ways to it, all kinds of different ways with it on there. We won't demonstrate right now because look, we're looking at this pencil eraser. Now, as I start to zoom in a little bit more each and every time, we're currently looking at 50x magnification. This is as strong as it gets. I'm going to turn on another light that I've got on here, so see if we can catch a little bit more of the bright. Wow, look at that, huh? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's the pencil eraser is what that is. Let's zoom back out again, okay? And I'll turn off my light. As you zoom in, sometimes it becomes you need more and more light to be able to look at the thing that you want to look at. So that was the pencil eraser. Let's turn the pencil around and take a look at the part that we actually write with when we normally use a pencil. That's what that is. So let's take a look at this under here. Whoa. Woo, look at that. Look at that. That is a thing. Look at how grainy that is, huh? That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Let me set the pencil down for a second and let's have a closer look, shall we? Let's start to zoom into it a little bit more. Whoa, that's at 20x magnification that I've put the pencil underneath the objective lens, which is the objective lens is a very critical part in many microscopes. Some microscopes have objective lens that get as high as thousands of times of magnification, not just hundreds, but thousands of times of magnification. This is currently at, let's get up to the marker here. This is at 20x magnification. I'm going to use the focus knobs now to focus into this part of the pencil. Whoa, look at that. Huh? Look at that. Here, I'm going to turn on my additional light here to make this a little bit brighter, a little bit easier to see. Change some of my computer settings that I've got on my camera there. Whoa, look at that. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Get it even closer to that. Ooh, that's at 40x magnification, and you can really kind of see the little pieces of wood that make up the pencil that we just kind of sharpen it away to get to a nice fine point. And look at the part that we actually write with on there. Isn't that kind of, whoa, excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Can you hold still for a second? I'm just trying to put you on the camera here. Excuse me about that. That's pretty neat. Look at that. Look at that. Now we'll just make a little bit more focus there. Let me try turning the light off and then increasing my software settings slightly. Let's go up just a little bit higher there. Whoa. Look at that. There's all kinds of cool little things on there. You see that? There's like little shavings on there, like little tiny, almost like scales. What do you all think with this? Isn't that kind of neat? Do you expect something that level? We can go in just a little bit closer, actually. Let's go in just a little bit closer. It's going to be a little bit blurry because I don't have the light. It shines on the writing part of the pen here, or the pencil. Let's go in a little bit closer. Increase the brightness up. Wow. That's pretty neat. You can see all the little individual pieces of everything that we actually write with on that pencil. That's really, really kind of neat. But yeah, those are the various parts of a microscope, and that makes up most microscopes that you'll see. You will see that there are the ocular lenses, or what most people call the eyepieces, because that's where we put our eyes when we are looking at things through the microscope. There is some sort of a zoom mechanism, what is called on my microscope here a zoom tube. There is a objective lens that we usually put something underneath that to be able to look at it. The microscopes have a light source. Some of them are on the top, which would be for things that are typically not microscope slides, although you can put microscope slides, but most likely you need a bottom light source to put under the microscope slide to look at the microscope slide. And there is a focus knob, which is used to focus into and out of the thing we're trying to look at, and a boom stand for this one. Some microscopes have boom stands, some of them are just mounted to their own little stand. I prefer the boom stand because I got all of this area to work with underneath, or all of this to be able to work underneath there. So it's more my thing more than anything. So, hey, did you make sure to put into the comments here what you think of this? Do you want me to look at something, or do you have any other questions about what these parts of the microscope slides are? So thanks very much for tuning on in for the short video here, and we will see you all on the next time here. See you later.